For thousands of years, mankind thought they were the only ones to have mastered the art of Pokemon battling. But they were wrong. Using battle tanks to control their Pokemon's moves and switches, fishes are rising up to try and become the new champions. Cue the music. Bubble leads off with the Nidoking as Sushi sends out the powerful Staraptor. Staraptor goes to the Brave Birds, trying to snag that important KO at the start, but unfortunately just doesn't make it as Nidoking KOs back with a Sludge Wave. Sushi sends out the Scrafty as Nidoking goes to the Super Power to just do as much damage as possible, but unfortunately will go down to Life Orb Recall right there. Scrafty makes the excellent play, goes to the rest and becomes healthy, eats its Citrus Berry and wakes up in that turn. That's an excellent play on Sushi's part. Doubles out into the Diancie as Bubble also makes the double switch out into Crocodile. Sushi making all the switches here as Crocodile goes to the Stealth Rock. Crocodile also goes to the Superpower there, doing a huge amount of damage. Scrafty's doing exactly the same tactic as it did before, going for that rest. Unfortunately does not get the Shed Skin there. Crocodile goes for another Superpower. Unfortunately with those attack drops it's doing less and less damage, which is really unfortunate. Crocodile does make a bit of a miss go for the Stealth Rocks, as unfortunately Scrafty is still asleep. Scrafty wakes up, goes to the Ice Punch, doing a huge amount of damage. Crocodile still recovers with his leftovers, and unfortunately because of the attack drops, Crocodile really isn't doing much, and Scrafty can net that KO with the Ice Punch. Bubble sends out the powerful Primal Groudon, and that just clean up KOs with that Earthquake right there. Sushi makes the questionable play of going out into Mega Diancie as Groudon goes to the Earthquake, and that's another KO right there. Sushi sends out the Breloom. Groudon goes for just another Earthquake as well, as Breloom tries to get as much damage off as possible with the Bullet Seed. It's doing a good amount of damage. Manages to hit 5 times, which is absolutely excellent. Groudon goes for another Earthquake, as Breloom goes for another Seed, just to try and get that KO. Unfortunately, just falls short right there. Groudon goes for another EQ, manages to take it out. It looks like a mini Groudon streak from what I can see here. Sushi sends out the Parasect as that really doesn't do a huge amount at all, and Parasect isn't able to net that KO with the Seed Bomb. Sun goes down as Bubble sends out the Xatu. Xatu sets up the Reflect to minimise the amount of physical damage taken, whereas Parasect goes to that X's and Rat really doesn't do a huge amount. Bubble goes out into Wormadam as Sushi doubles out into Aggron. Makes another double back out into Parasect as it takes a Rock Blast to the face, which does a huge amount of damage. Luckily for him, it was only 2 turns right there. He goes back out into the Aggron to take another Rock Blast, as luckily the Rock Blast misses right there. Aggron goes to that Head Smash, and that does a pretty decent chunk, especially through a Reflect as well, as Wormadam does try and set up his rocks again. Goes back out into Xatu, a bit of a questionable play right there. Goes back out into the Wormadam, realising his mistake, as Sushi goes back out into the Parasect, sacking it off, as Wormadam goes to Protect to maximise the amount of leftovers recovery. Sushi goes back out into the Aggron as it goes for another Head Smash, doing another huge chunk of damage to that Wormadam, as Wormadam doesn't know what he's doing at the minute, going for the even more layers of rocks. Aggron goes to the Head Smash, gets another King KO there, as Bubble sends out the Mantiana, goes to the Play Rough right here. Critical hit, unfortunately really doesn't do a huge amount, but snags that attack drop, which may make a difference at the end of the fight. And Mightyena goes down right here with a crit as well from the Head Smash from that Aggron, and that is the end of the battle. So those are some absolutely excellent plays that were made here, most notably by Sushi, especially with his use of the Scrafty. Going for the rest after that Superpower is an absolutely excellent play, a pretty competitive play as well, and really commendable. He made some really good switches as well with that Aggron. Bubble didn't perform as well, unfortunately. He did get a good sweep going with the Groudon, but unfortunately the Parasect kind of stood in the way. If he had any form of fire move, that would have definitely been a better play to go for there, but unfortunately he did opt to go for the Earthquake right there. So that is a bit of a shame. He's also with his insistence to go for Stealth Rocks 4 times when only once is needed was a bit of a mistake on his part, but hopefully next time he can remember that, pull his act together, and hopefully make a pretty awesome comeback. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you want to find out whether Bubble will be making a comeback or not, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below. In the meantime, don't forget to check out some of my other content as well. That should all be on the right here. And hope you guys enjoyed the battle, and I will see you guys at the next one. Macadii out.